Retrace the pain, reclaim the name. The ascent. Born where the hustle met math on the curve. Turn numbers to visions, now I meant every word. Did the homework, the charts just confirm the nerve. Now I'm talking in profits, every candle I serve. Used to count pennies, now I'm counting pips. Same grind, just a decimal flip. Still fight fear like roaming the mist. One hand on the mouse, other hand on the fist. I don't fold, disciplined soldiers.
What's going on, Lee?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Candles don't matter when your purpose fat, a gladiator in a hoodie, not toga or shield, but the spirit the same when I step on the field. They swinged out, I parry with patience. I'm trending regardless of market's vibration. They want fame, I want foundation. Charts ain't luck, it's daily dedication. Talk discipline, that's my dialect. Focus so strong, it rejects regret. They chase clout, I chase respect. My mindset hedge against every threat. No stops hit, I'm still intact. Rewrote your motion, adjust the track. Roll me falling, it's just pulling back. JD the great.
That gives us that external structure, and that's this here, right? And this is where we got real close. And this is the thing that a lot of people don't do when it comes down to some of their charts. Even though I draw a line like this, I don't look at it like that. I look at it kind of like this, right? Like any one of these areas can get hit, maybe a little tighter, maybe not that much, something like that, right? So just because that's the line, that's the trend line in itself, we got close to it, we didn't touch it, but look at what they did. They did a massive drop off. This was almost 1,000 points by itself. From the wick, it's probably 1,000 points, but generally speaking, this area has been really impactful to go ahead and make that move to that downside. So let me just delete this out of the way. Right? So why do I keep on saying external structure, right? The reason why I keep on saying external structure is because at the end of the day, this area is a micro trend that is trying to take out a major trend, right? And we've talked about this so many times, right? And this is the April tariff conversation. We haven't made higher highs since this point. This was the last pivot in October. As you know, October finished really bullish. So now we got this nice little pullback. So they're trying to make this the major trend. How do you do that? Well, you got to break structures. Like this area right here may need to become very bearish. When we got to this level and we could not hold above it, 24,410, I found that just touching it is a problem. Because if I'm bullish and I was in from all the way here and I put my stop loss like here, I don't want to see it break a structure. So I start tightening up my stop, because the moment it touches structure, it usually goes right through. So how come this did something along the lines of that, right? Where we got an internal structure, which is a deviation, where they kind of came down. This is what I really want to talk about. Because when we have this, and I'm going to erase this price action here, right? The first thing you want to see is us use this as a springboard. Kind of like this action needs to just continue and they don't affect this in any way, fashion, or form, right? But the market doesn't do what you want it to do. All you can do is just plot out and just protect yourself. So when you came to the market, Giant, I would have did one of the most important things. One, I know there's a fair value gap that's right here. That was really, really important, because what this fair value gap kind of screams out is that this area, they try to test it until we get above here, it's not going to turn bullish. So that means this is a rejection point. This is going to make bears get real bold and feel like they can control the market. They're already in the middle of a downtrend and they broke structure, and they're trying to change the character. They're trying to turn it into a bear market. So now when we got to this level, let me not speed up, right? So now we got micro trend coming down. We got major trend that is being affected. Can this be a pullback for new highs? Well, you better hurry up and start making some new highs using that support, right? So I'm going to come down to the 15-minute as the market is open. You got to. And Charminators here too. Good morning, or good evening. Right. You got to mark off the opening range. You have to. Because if you don't mark off the opening range, even in London and New York and all that, it's totally different. But I'm going to do it for each and every one of them, so that way you can kind of get an idea, because I do it mentally sometimes, but I prefer trading New York session. So that first 15 minutes is right here. I already got a tool right here. And this is my Asian session, right? So now I have an idea that if they're going to push up, one, I already know higher time frame trend line. This is our deviation that they're going to have a tough time getting through here. And if they do get here, this is a rejection point, because that's a fair value gap. So now two things can happen. We're going to treat it like an order block, how we kind of play those order block fills. When it comes into here, we just fill up into there. If it doesn't, we can use this as a rejection point. But what does it have to show us for a rejection? Let's look at this price action. They try to get up. Looks like a rising wedge going into resistance. They take out some of the internal structure. They try to stay inside of it and broke outside, tested, continued all the way down, right? So let's just say we're going to go ahead and look at this. Like if it comes there, again, we're going to do exactly the same thing again, right? So next candle comes in. All right, we didn't get a nice little break here. All right, trying to get up there. All right, now we got ourselves a nice little upside here. So what would be the case? TP1 would be probably right here, because we know this could be a resistance. TP2 could be here. TP3 could be the next trend line, or the 50% or that center pivot on that turnaround. But you just got to plot them out. So let's just aim for this. Let's go with 1 NQ. We'll put our stop loss at the bearish side. So it's going to cost us $3,000 there, but we're going to aim for about $4,000 over here. Let's see what happens. Next candle comes in. All right, got a little bit of a pullback. All right, so now it's starting to break out. So this is our opening range breakout starting to break out. You can tighten up, because that's TP1, right? Because you're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to just make sure I get this money. It just depends on how you want to trade this. I'm going to speed this up because it's going to be a while for that. So let's see what happens. See that rejection? Look at that. So this is a higher time frame trend line. And I know you probably use EMAs. It happens the same way. So don't take it as like, I don't want to have EMAs on my screen. I'm working on my techniques because I have a challenge for myself. Only trend lines, right? But you can see that reaction right there on that level automatically showed they were trying to take it out. But they can't make lower lows. Now, remember my original rule when it comes down to it. There's no such thing as trend unless it makes its higher low or lower high. They got to make it. So if we're going to an uptrend, they got to make a higher low before it can do that. So that means this has to come. Which one comes first, the chicken or the egg? This has to come first. So in the case of this one, when we touched the resistance, we were coming down, but we were failing to make lower lows. And then eventually they just took it out like that, right? That's what happened here. So we got our resistance here. They made a lower low here, came back here with that wick, but that didn't make a lower low. Then they took out whoever were thinking, oh, I'm going to be bearish at this line because this is a bearish momentum. So now we kidnapped them. You know what? Can't say that on YouTube. Uh, you basically taking them up for the cleaners because they're going to start losing some money, right? But this is our micro uptrend that is affecting a major downtrend, right? About right there. Come on, magnet, right? So that's our trend. If it stays on here, we can stay in the trade. You could do one of those where you trail it against that area. It just all depends on how you want to do it. So let's speed this up. All right, they used it again. It's struggling. It's not really giving us that impact. I am aiming for here, but you can tell tough resistance is happening here, right? Let's see if we can lock something in before. And it's 345. Oh, they took our money. Oh, we are at break even. But you can kind of see this is why the opening range is so important. Look what they did. Came to that stranger danger or that 50% mark like a magnet. It bounced off of there. Depending on your comfort, you can be like, okay, I'm going to get out of this trade. It is what it is. And I know New York session is coming up very, very soon. But watch this. And this is why I say block out the others. At 3 a.m. is London session. That's this one right here. Here's London session. Mark it off. London. And you can kind of see. What did they do? Establish. They attempted. It failed. Extension. Liquidating the Asian traders, and then the Asian traders came back in trying to push right back up, and now they're going to try to take out the London traders that were shorting. So let's see what happens. Let's see, this 7:30. All right, so they liquidated those bears, and then we kind of still have our position because we've been here from the Asian session. Now we got ourselves what could be a higher low right here, but that does not exist yet. Until they break this high right here, it is almost worthless, and you don't want to get yourself in a tough position. So you got to wait until that breaks out before you can even put your stop loss here. Because I've seen, if you move your stop loss too quickly, I've seen where it kind of does this, and then it hits your stop loss, and then it takes off to that upper side. Then wait for the structure to come into play. Let's see if we get that. What time is it? 8:30. Oh, there we go. We got a higher high right there. So this is our higher low. We'll put our stop loss there. We're still targeting this area right here. Just use the opening range. That was the 8:30 jobs report right there. Now, that's a long way from top. You got to consider taking profits if you see something like that. But let's see what happens. All right, there we go. We got ourselves 9:30 to 10 o'clock. So I want to talk about this area right here. Now, remember I just said the fair value gap is sitting right here on a daily. This micro trend got destroyed, but this micro trend is healthy. So we got ourselves a nice little trend that's happening here. Get there, right? And then we got ourselves a couple of deviations. Let me fix that. Let's put that there. Gotta be meticulous with this. You got that. Look at that. Real price action that just lined up perfectly with it. So what do you think would be the first thing that needs to happen? They're going to test some levels. You got to 88, 99% of your target. You didn't take the money. It came back and you lost it. You lost like $3,000 at this point. You might as well just take the profit. So you know what? I'm going to take my profits. It is what it is. I'm going to watch the market and see what happens. These areas is going to be critical on this uptrend. These are your anchors. These are the places. These are your pivots. These are the ones that give you those supports so that we can be up in that area. And then when we get ourselves the New York opening range, which is this candle here. I'm going to make this brighter. Right? That's the New York opening range. That's sitting on top of the London opening range. That's sitting on top of the Asian opening range. So there's a lot of bullish momentum throughout the session, and they're coming to attack this. Watch what happens. So what happened there? Well, a couple of things that you have to realize here. One, we were trying to hold the market up. That's true. We had a trend. That is true. We also had some deviations, but these are like some wide wicks. We can't even get through this opening range. Sorry, not opening range. We can't even get through the fair value gap on that daily. So you got to ask yourself some questions. How much am I willing to risk when that actually happens? Could we have left that money when we saw that? Yeah, but remember, it went at 88%. Who cares? Now this is like 97%. And if you just still like, oh, I just wanted to hit my target, look what happened. It just liquidated all the way through. Now here's the fun thing about it. When this was attacked and they closed below here and they took out three, I feel like these are like sweeps of stop losses, right? Because if I was in this trade to the upside, I'll put my stop loss trailing against the trend line. This one make me nervous. This one takes me out, and I'm not even trying to step back in because this candle is too big. It's like an elephant candle at this point. We're at the bearish line. That is an open range breakout. So not only do you get an open range breakout, you got the London open range breakout, you got the Asian open range breakout, and that's what gave us the continuation, especially with your fair value gap that's being attacked on that side. So to come back to what you were saying earlier, Giant, when we were just chopping, and just going back and forth here, that was like really annoying, and I can totally understand that. Oh, hold on. My bad. I don't know why I did not have this linked to my. But can you test my audio real quick? Make sure I can hear y'all. Anyone? Okay, perfect. So to come back to what we were talking about, this was very choppy. You said 10 o'clock and you was tapped out by 11. Remember when I told you about order blocks, it doesn't matter which time frame. All order blocks are equal when it's all said and done. And we kind of talked about it. You want to box out where price action has a tendency on reacting to. And that was that area right here. So about 1, 2, and 3 candles, about like this, and this is your order block that was giving you trouble. So every time you tried to get the opening range breakout, they came back and swept right back in. They were like, hey, I'm a green candle. Come over here. This one, oh man, did we hit your stop loss? Oh wait, did we liquidate your whole entire account? Well, just go ahead and hit the reset store real quick. Don't worry, we'll get you. We'll make sure you make some money. Oh, by the time the whole entire move was all the way down here, you don't even want to jump into the trade because you don't know if it's going to continue, right? So it's very important when you see this start to do that junky stuff like this, especially it started really over here. With these candles. Hold on, let me rewind that a little bit. Look at these candles right here. It's making wicks like it wants to get higher highs, but there's no higher highs, but they're not making any lower lows either. That's a block. They're stopping price. And if we look left, yeah, there's a reaction to here. And that could be because, let me see what this price is. 25,199.50, 25,230. So 25,250 to 25,200. This range has been very impactful. And I think you were talking about bank levels also, Sean. What is it on NQ? Yeah, was it anywhere near this area for the bank levels? $135? Okay. Oh, so it's a distance away, so it's not even a bank level. I think maybe it's just psychological level. Whatever the reason, the market react to it. Sorry, what was that? On the 4 hour? Mm-hmm. Hold on, give me 1 second. My wifey is texting me. Hold on, let me send her a message. Let me start texting her. Alright, so you said 4 hour and then do what? Oh, before the drop for today? Oh, I got it on rewind. Hold on, let me get it out, boy. My bad. Yeah, I was showing Giant something. All right, so he said squeeze it like this. Okay. Where they both kind of connect side to side. Okay. Mm-hmm. It even gapped up and tested that wick right here, and then they just held, and that's what pushed us up. Uh-huh. Oh, another more? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It runs when you use the 4 hour. If you could capture a full 4 hour candle, this 4 hour candle by itself was 1,000 ticks. I'm sorry, 1,000 points. 95 points by itself from 10 o'clock. Yeah. Yeah, why are you messing with my foundation, right? Like that's what the 5 minute usually does, right? And you can, hmm yeah, especially this 50% right here. That one was the first break, and then you can see the London 50% lined up with the bearish line for the New York session. Are you saying that you didn't get a piece of this, or oh, yeah, I got you. I got you. No, but it was kind like I was telling Giant, it was kind of predictable just because this daily we've been trying, like we really are trying to take out this daily fair value gap right here. We've been trying. We tried here. That was the first attempt, which created the fair value gap, and that's a green candle going against a red candle. We should have just filled right through because that would have gave us like a morning star. They said no, we're not going to give you that. And then when we came right back into this price action, they rejected it. And then today's action is exactly that. You see how they rejected it like that? So that was just them testing it just so that way they can see how much they can get. But this was a springboard for a lower high. And then now we just broke this area, which is our new lower low. So it's going to be very funny how much we pull back in here, or are we going to put a bearish fair value gap here? Yeah. So let me go over the dollar. That's the other thing I want to kind of bring to y'all attention. So this is something that I told y'all from before. I know some of y'all like VIX, and I don't want to take away anything from the VIX. I prefer the dollar, right? Because it looks like a regular chart. This is that area we rejected from before. So I think they're going to try to bounce, and then that's going to be the bull trap, and then the bear's going to spring it and kidnap them, and then they're going to make this dollar just power right back up. Now, here's the funny thing about the dollar, though. At the end of the day, our economy is crap. So I don't know what catalyst is going to be there. So I'm not saying this is the answer, but just keep your ear to the ground on some of the news. If they start to say something like raising rates raises the dollar value. If something crazy happens where they're like, maybe they start talking about recession or anything like that, that will relatively, for the beginning part, raise the dollar, but eventually it's going to devalue when the recession kind of hits. If people are abandoning gold, which this is gold. Gold is kind of like doing this little dance. It wants to hold 4,000, but it's not sure. That would be another thing. Bitcoin got under 90,000. Are people converting them to cash? I don't know. Maybe. Oh, that's a death cross. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. 82. I'm telling you, 82,000 Bitcoin. I know some people want to have 75. I don't think we're going to get there. That's a lot of junk for you to get to. Here's 75 for y'all. All y'all Warren Buffett lovers that says, Warren Buffett says he's going to get to 75. He just hates Bitcoin, just to let you know. He's picking the worst price to make y'all panic, just to kind of give you a little bit of idea. But they got to get through this, which is 81 and 82. They got to get through this order block. Let me go to a weekly. Maybe it'll be a little clearer. Look at this week. No, I don't. 75. You're literally going to test it. If I'm testing this, I might as well fall. Am I looking at that wrong, Charmin? Yeah. You want to load up, don't you? The blue line is my 200 EMA. My 400 is not on this line. Oh wait, hold on. Did I switch things up? Oh yeah, this is my 200. My 800 is somewhere. It'll be here somewhere. Oh, this is Bitcoin weekly. That's why. It's a yellow line for my 800. So let me change this to 400. You like 400 instead? Okay. There's my 400 right there. Yeah. You talking about this one right here? Yeah. But that's the funny thing about it. Like, this is my 50, and we were riding this 50 for a long time. This is like 2023. So now that we're under the 50 for the first time, and that's 513. Oh, let me turn the 513 and 48 off for right now. I want to put on the VWAP. Where is my VWAP? All right, let's just put a new one. Here's my VWAP right here. And visibility, I want no Bollinger. Okay, no bands. And I want to put this on a decade. I think that's what I want to do. No, too far. Let's go with a year. Okay, that's good enough. So, this is 2025. On the weekly, we were under it, and then we got above this VWAP for the year, right? Stayed above it. When we got under here, I did have questions. That's why I think what I said on one of my shows was, if 100K fails, we're going to have ourselves a big problem, because what should have happened, and this is why sometimes buying the dip too early kind of lets the bears have some fun with everybody. So when we got to like 107 here, I was like, damn, we got so close to 125. How come we didn't get it? That was your first profit taken. It might be hedge funds, those Bitcoin trusts. Like, everybody, I was like, oh my God, the Bitcoin halving is coming and all that stuff. I said, yeah, I do realize those ETFs are in there now. They're going to start taking profits. The halving is not going to do what it normally does. So just be careful. That thing did not do anything good, right? It was average, I should say. Let me not make it too negative. But look at what happened here. Rejected 121. They came to 125, but I think they came in too early. If they had touched the 200, if they had came down to like maybe 100K and then did this, I think we wouldn't have this problem. But this thing is just way too shallow. And then you get that wedging type of action happening, that rising wedge. And I think that's why we're here. Yeah, I'm thinking 85. 85 and then start nibbling. Don't go waiting for 75, and at 85 is right in front of you, Charmin. You'll take at least a little bit. All right. Any questions before I get into some? I won't mess about with some futures while we're here. I feel like I didn't even get a trade today. No, I didn't even do a compound today. No. Yeah, go ahead, Ron. Oh. Yeah. Now, I had, so to tell you the full story, I had overnight puts because I didn't think NVIDIA's earnings was going to be anything. I didn't care if it was good, bad, or ugly. The charts just literally said we have no business going up, right? And then when I saw it just kept on drifting up, I was like, you got to be kidding me. They're going to just kill my puts. I was like, you know what? Fine. I'm just going to leave it there. Whatever happens, happens. Man, that thing went from 99% down to break even. I was like, let me get my money back. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Because I had something that was so out of the money that I didn't want the theta to kind of hit. And it might hit tomorrow, but I just didn't want to take the chance. So that was my attempt at a compound play from an overnight swing. So don't feel bad. I didn't get nothing. So Ron, what you got for me? Wait, ¿qué pasa? ¿Cómo? Oh, what am I seeing? Not a lot. Let's get rid of all this junk. Love doing this from a 45-minute first. So of course I already know my structure is still here. We still haven't did anything to affect this here. That's still in our face. From a downward standpoint, we still got now this. Okay, we use that. So I put you here. Kind of have this action here. Let's speed this up a little bit. After we made that move, so now I'm curious on how this Asian session is going, because first we're already doing this. So is this micro trend strong enough to bring us all the way back up to here? Maybe, maybe not. And then opening range, we're on top of the Asian opening range currently. So the only thing I could target is probably this fair value gap. If I could find a nice little spot, that would be cute. And see if we can attack that. But this was that thing that was causing me a whole lot of heartburn. This crap. Because this order block was starting to look like a channel, then it turned into an order block, then it turned to pivot, and then we're finally started to go down. Actually, you know what? I'm going to just take that doji. Let's take the doji. Yeah, I want to leave into that. Let's get rid of you. Oh yeah. Now, if we touch this and it starts to show me a rejection, I'll short it. That's probably what I'm going to be doing. But we got at least touch it. Look for a rejection from 24 to 239. Let me see. Yeah, look at that 15-minute already up there. We're on the bearish side of the MACD. Same thing with that. That's the 30-minute. Let's see what the 4-hour looks like. Oh, that 4-hour is still pointing down. That thing still wants to be bearish. And we made lower lows? Hold on. Look, it is a sound strategy. The only thing is, you just gotta put some rules around it. I've noticed that it's a little bit much more respectful. Oh, you don't trade it? But I've traded it. I've traded on smaller time frame. I've traded on bigger time frame. It has some validity to it. The only thing is, it's mostly an order block to a certain degree. So I just put my order block rules to it. Yeah, because you kind of sandwiching that price in there. Yeah, how come we did not get the rest of this? Oh, he's up on it. Yeah. This should be screaming just only short at this point, based on those parameters, right? Me, I'm just looking at the structure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know his rules, but I guess red, green, and then these were the two reds. I don't know. I would say mine is just simple. I look at it like this is my order block right here, and then I just, if it goes in the order block, I might play into it, but if it starts to reject the order block, I'll play away from it. But I just kind of box it, then I kind of trade it. Let's see, did we get back to that far? No, we didn't get that far. I don't think so, right? No, not that far. So yeah, yeah, it's an engulfing candle more than it is a color candle like the red, green, red, like, right? So, oh wait, no, this Asian session's already rejected it. Hold on. I thought you go at least tap up. Oh, that is just so jerkish. I did it early. I thought we could pull into it a little bit and then reject. That was 19 points. That's 16 points. Ah, that's just terrible. They're mean. You're such a meanie. No, but I wanted them to just build up and trap them, because the more we get some more of this bullish action going into there, the more stop losses are going to be down here, and then I could use that momentum. But if not, I would short it on a momentum trade right there, 24,165. Because this could be just pullback. You see how choppy it is too. Very choppy. It's fighting. It is fighting. All right, while we wait for that to set up, let me go look at some indicators and trades. Let's see if I find anything that's worth anything. Nope. Moderna. I don't know if I want to trade that. Palantir. Shorting Palantir. Let's see what this looks like. No, I wouldn't suggest that. Because, oh, actually, never mind that. Damn! Palantir! Yo, this stock was 207. Right now, this thing is at 155. Let's squeeze this chart a little bit. All right, let's talk about that pivot. 155 Palantir. Oh my God, yeah, and they're breaking major trends. Oh yeah, this was the entry right here. Oops, I just changed tickers. This was the entry right here. That's what we chopped. That's what we kind of chopped like that. Look at that. And that was the entry. And then for those that follow trend lines, there we go. That is the micro trend that is now beating the major trend. Broke structure, so it's starting to change its character. If this fails, yeah, I'm not saying it's going to, but I don't want to sound like a bear, but I do feel like recession has to happen so that way some of these charts can reset. But if it breaks that, I just have a bearskin coat. I don't go mauling people or anything like that. You know, I don't go to catch salmon with my mouth. I don't do that. I just you know, come in and be like, hey, let me just attack some of these bulls. That's all. I'm a nice guy. Sweating like a monster. Something like that. Looking like Kanye. But yeah, so this area right here is a problem. So they've been testing it for a while. So that was a warning sign, and you could tell they were trying to catch it. Let me see some of the internal price action. Let's look at the 15-minute. Yeah, you see that? They were trying to use that support here, using support here, and they were just failing. Look at that, even gapped up today. Oh, they were just trapping people. Oh, this was just so ugly.
Daddy.
Wow. Yes, Papa.
Can you unlock IXO because I started?
Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. All right. I would say if this is our break and retest, which I think it's already ran away for the most part, but let's just say that not even 2 hours. Let's say the 2 days is the confirmation of it, right? We already broke it. This is confirming that we're going to dump. I won't be surprised we get to 142, but the market right now on NQ is trying to fight to push itself up off that ground. That mouth is wide open on the daily to the downside. Yeah, I don't know patterns here. Let me see what the weekly looks like. Party just started. All it needs to do is open this up. All right, let's be modest. Pattern to the 153.11. Then it's going to bounce. So you got a bull case and you got a bear case. We'll see what happens there. All right, what else I got for y'all? Oh yeah, I see it. But those weekly bearish divergences are so hard to play. You gotta have a lot of time. And a ticker like this one, and it's pricey and it's so volatile. Marvell shorts. Was that all these were today? Yeah, all of these were today. Marvell shorts. Let's see what that looks like. Nice engulfing candle here. So we got ourselves this trend here. Actually, you know what? I don't want to do trend no more. Let me do where's the other one? Let me do it here. No, I think it's Bitcoin. 51348. Let's put these EMAs on. And I'll keep the VWAP, but I won't put that session. And then let me turn Pac-Man off. Okay, cool. Let's look at Marvell. Oh my God. Uh-oh. Oh, what about the EMAs? What about that? They're like it's looking for a big old lunch. About to go ahead and eat up this 48 EMA real fast. Oh, no, I did not put an alert on NQ. We're going to do that now. Or are you warning me of something? Oh, no, it hasn't got there yet. Alright, let's put an alert. That way when it taps it, we could go ahead and get ready to short it. Alright. So, I can mark down. They did bounce off my 800 EMA. $76. That's a $20 drop. Jeez. We had some November puts that was out to December. This thing printed something lovely. Where's their earnings? Their earnings is December 2nd. Is there anything that will hold them up?
No.
Yeah, other than the 800 EMA, I don't see anything else that can hold it up.
None of them are talking.
If not, we're probably going to come down to 71 to kind of fill this gap right here. Yeah, that's what I see with Marvell. So Marvell puts, and the 2 hour, it's like the 2 hour, the party just started. Nice little push up, this massive move to the downside. They pulled it back a little bit, but then they retook them again. So I think this will continue lower. Let's give you one more Microsoft put. Let's see if that actually has some legs to it. Something like this. Entry below 4. Oh, that's why. Oh, geez. And then we got this. That's my 50 and 200 crossing over the 400. Oh, let me put this back to 800 before I forget. I need my arm. Okay, that's what we hit the brakes on. We hit the brakes on the 800, but now we're breaking below the 800. Yeah, Microsoft to 463. If this thing continues to the downside, that could be a nice little trade. Oh, they paid dividends today too. That helped the momentum to the downside. Dividends, sell. Dividends, short sell, but sell nonetheless. Dividends, sell. That's why. Dividends come in, they start to sell. All right, any tickers that y'all looking at, or anything you want me to pull up? All right, let's talk about a real ticker. Let's talk about a real ticker. You sure this is a real ticker? Not with this consolidation. It is wedging. This is what I'm staring at. That order block. Today we got out. I'm looking for it to come down to 40.46 before it tries to bounce again. Let me see. Oh, go ahead. What you want to say? Oh yeah, a lot. Yeah, look how it came through today. It came up to this area, hit that roof. They try to hold it again. They notice they can't hold 4085. Sell. I'm gonna see if we can sell to the bottom of this. Oh, you talking about the, what was it? 50 every $50, right? Every $25. He's not seeing the correlation. I see it. Yeah, I don't use them, but remember it has to be like a rubber band. Don't be specific to it. Like for example, like this one right here, it was a struggle, it was a fight, especially on this 5 minute. But when it finally got through, they used that as support, and then it continued to the upside. Same thing went right here. It was a one touch. This was a good one. This was a one touch. Well, break. Wanted an evening star, they rejected. Failure swing, took off. This one, try to close below. Long wick. That one closed above. Momentum took it. That's the 40-50. Yeah, oh no, yeah, which trapped people. So it closed below. If people piled in, they got an extension, but they couldn't even take that wick right here. They should have got the wick. They didn't. So they start taking their profits. Plus, this is the order block I was just telling you about based on whatever reason it is, just between these two prices. This is your bottom anomaly, and they just filled right to the top of it. And where did they reject? Right at the top of it, and then it came back down. Came back to pick some more friends, but they didn't have enough strength. Then they held it here. You know what I'm saying? So I would say for the most part, don't use those bank levels like rubber bands. Don't use them as a foundation. This one? This low is 40.34. Yep. Oh my God, if this NQ don't give me something in 10 minutes. 40.75, I got you. Yep. They tried. I think he wanted it as soon as it touches it, it bounces. You talking about this one here, this week? $4,100. Oh, well, Rod was talking about this, and you were talking about just how the 40.75 was responding. Yeah, even on the bear side, Rod broke through, came to test. They couldn't hold the test. It fell right back down. Broke through, didn't go nowhere. They held it like a range. It came back down here, just like it came down here, but it just gave it an extension, but it was light. Came back down here, it could chop its way down. Oh, well, Rod, do you play with psychological levels? Treat treat those bank levels just like that. Just like how you use maybe the 4,000, 3,500, maybe even 3,250. It's kind of like something like that. Because the goal is you want to mark off areas that the market's going to have a certain reaction to. That's like 90% of our job. Because if we can find out where they have a reaction, we can assume that that same reaction is going to happen there again. That's what the bank levels do. But I love psychological levels. That's why I never really use bank levels. All right. Any other questions? I'm going to go ahead and go grab myself some drink real quick. No questions. Oh, we got Javi. And welcome. New names. I see a little sprinkle of new names. How you doing, Lee? Yes. I don't know. Sharma, you want to give it a try? Yeah. I think it's 137.50 if my memory serves me correctly. Or 312.50. I know it's something like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Liv is real good with those big levels. You're very welcome.
curve. Heard numbers, divisions, now I meant every word. Did the homework, the charts just confirm the nerve. Now I'm talking in profits, every candle I serve. Used to count pennies, now I'm counting pips. Same grind, just the decimals flip. Still fight fear like roaming the mist. One hand on the mouse, other hand on the fist. I don't fold, disciplined soldiers code. Trend line scars from the
All right. NQ looks like it's just gonna go sideways because they're jerks, and I basically saw a setup that I wanted to take, but they don't want to give it to me because they're a mean kid with a magnifying glass, and I'm just a little tiny ant. Give me my level. Okay, that's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. One step at a time. Mm-hmm. Nah, my wife went in. I think she ended up looking at some of the numbers that I was working with on some of the trades that I was working on, and I think she had, what was the level she said? I think it was like her 618. Hold on. I think it was a daily 618 or old one. It might have been this one here. Yeah, I think it was this one. And she was like, it went straight to my target, but she was so busy at work she couldn't enjoy it. So congrats. Yeah, there'll be other setups. Just gotta be alert. Tomorrow in the morning, yes, I will be on. That's all we want, just 1 million, nothing more. Yeah. Oh yeah, Charmin, Javi had me rolling. He's like, you know what? The first million is always hard, so I'm just gonna start working on the second million. Q's and NQ. Yeah. I start like 9:15, right before the market opens. Yeah, I posted in Zoom. Yeah. Yeah, no, I have it. I have it streaming in the background with YouTube as well. Well, I usually keep them on my AirPods, so that way, when he says the stuff that can get me banned on YouTube, it's in my ear. It's not out there. Yeah, so I wanted to tap, huh? No, I'll make it up next week with 4 million. That's all it is. Yeah, Martindale. Yeah, Martindale setup. So just double up everything. You trade with 10 contracts, make it 20. But yeah, so I wanted to tap in, which, huh? Just a little bit spicy, just a little bit. Wait, what's 20? 20 contracts is what, $100 a tick? Yeah, that's $100 a tick. That's some heavy lifting right there. Yeah. But yeah, I wanted to tap in with everybody. I was gonna stay on if it gave us some action, but you can see NQ is light. It didn't even get to my level. They're fighting to get theirs, but hold on, let me see the volume. I know the volume's gonna be trash, but I just want to know, is it decreasing? Yeah, it's decreasing. Yeah, that's the type of volume that can get you in a whole lot of trouble. So that's the levels, that's the setup, and maybe London session will probably be better. I won't be up that early. and get myself a little bit of rest. But I want to say thank you for tapping in with me. I know I didn't do my class at 4:15, so I'm gonna try to get back to consistent next week because no clients I have to deal with next week. I'm free, so we'll get everything back rolling. I'll be back on at 9:15 tomorrow morning, and we could try to get some trades in. All right, you too. You're very welcome. Yeah, have a great night. All right, bye-bye. Later. Ah.